Have you ever looked at your bathroom counter just piled high with all these different skincare products and wondered, is any of this actually doing anything? You know, what if the real secret to better skin wasn't about adding more stuff, but taking almost everything away? Well, we're about to find out because I tried a really simple but kind of powerful 7-day experiment. So, right off the bat, here's the big question. Can just 7 days really change your skin? I mean, we're always told good things take time, right? That you need months to see results. So the idea that you could see a real improvement in just 1 week by doing less, it sounds completely backward. But that's exactly what this whole experiment was designed to test. Okay, before we dive into the results, let's talk about the actual problem that this whole thing is trying to solve. And honestly, it's a huge one. I like to call it skincare overload. We're just bombarded with so many products, so many miracle ingredients, and so much advice that it's easy to end up feeling more confused than anything else. I mean, does this look familiar to you? The 10-step routines, the constant flood of new must-have products. It's overwhelming. And you end up with a shelf full of half-used bottles, and if you're being honest, no real clue what your skin actually needs from one day to the next. You know, this nails the exact trap we all fall into. Over on the left, you've got the hope, right? All these powerful, exciting ingredients, retinol, vitamin C, that promise these amazing results. But then, look at the reality on the right. We get excited, we jump between them, we never use any single thing long enough to actually see if it works, and we end up just blasting our skin's natural barrier. And the result? It's not progress. It's inconsistency, irritation, and total confusion. The problem isn't the products themselves. It's that we have no consistent routine. And that brings us to the core of this whole thing, the 7-day challenge. The idea was super simple, but honestly pretty radical. Just stop everything. Strip it all back to the absolute bare essentials and just commit to that incredibly simple routine for 1 week. The big question was, what was going to happen? And listen, when I say simple, I mean really simple. Just look at this routine. In the morning, a gentle cleanse, a basic moisturizer, and sunscreen. That's it. At night, it's even easier. Just cleanse and moisturize. Done. No serums, no fancy acids, no complicated layering, just the absolute basics done every single day, giving the skin a chance to finally just breathe and reset itself. Okay, and let's be absolutely crystal clear on this one point. Sunscreen is without a doubt the single most effective anti-aging product you can possibly use, period. In this simple routine, it wasn't just some extra step. It was a non-negotiable, essential part of every single morning. All right, so the experiment is all set up. A super simple routine followed religiously for 1 week. Now for the really fun part, the results. Let's actually track how this all played out day by day. This timeline really shows the power of these small, consistent changes. So on day 1, nothing special. Skin felt pretty normal. But then, by day 3, you start to see a shift. The skin just feels more comfortable, less dry. By day 5, actual visible changes start popping up. A smoother, kind of fresher look. And then by the end of the week, the cumulative effect is so clear. The skin just looked healthier, calmer, and way more hydrated. And why? Because it wasn't fighting off a dozen different things anymore. It was finally getting a chance to calm down and heal. Now, let's be real for a second here. A single week isn't going to magically erase every wrinkle. That's not the point. The real takeaway is that you can make a huge, visible improvement in your skin's overall health and appearance in a surprisingly short amount of time just by being consistent with the absolute basics. And this really brings us to the heart of the entire experiment because it turns out it wasn't really about the specific products at all. It was about discovering the single most important principle in all of skincare, something we so often forget while we're chasing the next shiny new thing. And trust me, this is a total game changer. Okay, you're going to want to lean in for this one because this is the key insight from the entire week. This is the one sentence that basically sums up everything we've been talking about. And there it is. That's the secret. It is not about having the most expensive serum or the most steps in your routine. It's about the relentless, maybe even a little boring, but incredibly effective power of doing the simple things right, day in and day out. Consistency beats complexity, every single time. So now that we know this, how do you actually apply it to your own life? I mean, where do you even start if your current routine feels like a total mess? Don't worry, I got you. Let's break down the perfect, actionable starting point. It all comes down to these three things. The basics. You really don't need anything else to start building a fantastic routine. Find a gentle cleanser that doesn't strip your skin, a reliable moisturizer that keeps it happy and hydrated, and a daily sunscreen to protect it. If you can master these three, you've already won half the battle. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. It doesn't have to be some massive overhaul of your whole life. Maybe it's just committing to putting on sunscreen every single morning, no excuses. Or maybe it's just washing your face every night before bed. What is the one small, simple, consistent habit you could start right now?